everybody, it is again time for another ration review. This will be my first French ration, and I've heard a lot of good stuff about these RCIRs as they're called, and I'm excited to get started. So let us not delay. I'll begin by removing the plastic wrapping here just to make it easier to see what's on the box. There, better. There was no funky smell coming out of the bag when I opened it, so that's a good sign. This is best before April 12th, 2019, so it should be good for a couple more years, which is nice. This is, pardon my French, ration de combat individuelle réchauffable. I don't know French, I'm just trying my best. It's menu number 4. It's one of the pork-free versions, with the main meals being kebab meatballs, beef lasagna, and a chicken pate with lots of other various stuff. But we'll take a closer look at that once we open the box. I assume this means that it was packaged on October 8th in 2015, so this is only a year and 4 months old. The box itself has the contents written in French and English on the front. Some precautions before use on the side, if cans are swollen or leaked, or how to use water and disinfection tablets. Mystery symbol. Well, enough talk. Let's open this. Like that. It doesn't explicitly say so, but these are 24-hour rations as far as I know. So let's explore the contents. Starting with Bon Appetit, Nef. What is this? Soup saveur Thai. I would guess this is a Thai soup. Extreme. Looks like some kind of a muesli. So this sounds like breakfast then. We've got biscuits, salted cereals and chocolate. There's a small bag of what seems to be drinks and various accessories. I'll open that up soon. A small bar of 64% cocoa chocolate. That looks fancy. An energy bar, it seems. Go for energy. Some plum jam. We've got Isostar, most likely an isotonic beverage. Some nice paper napkins. Another energy bar. Peach and apricot, apparently. Another energy bar. Framboise, looks like raspberry to me. Another energy bar. Maybe this is this white nougat with pieces of fruit in. I think this is a pate, but I don't know what it contains. Maybe chicken or duck. Another small tin. That's dates. Yeah, probably dates. And we have one of the main entrees, Boulet's Kebab. Looks like rice and meatballs. And the second main, beef lasagna. And the last item in the box is the heating kit, which I'm not going to use. I will open it though to take a look at it, but I don't really have any safe or appropriate place to use this. So unfortunately, I'm not going to use it. So I'll start with having one of the mains and do the rest tomorrow. But before I do that, I'm going to open this small bag that I almost forgot about. Inside it, we find a bag of yellow label tea from Lipton. We got 2 combo bags of salt and pepper. We have a bag of green tea Orient from Lipton as well. We've got 2 bags of sugar, 5 grams each. We've got 2 bags of instant coffee. And finally we have some cacao. This has got to be a beverage, I think. So that's the entire box. So now I'm going to have one of the mains and I'll try some of the different components. And now, since I'm starving, I'm going to have this as dinner. Now, while the main is heating up, let's check out the rest of the stuff. So let's start with the drink. This is the isotonic drink, which should be mixed with 500 milliliters of water. Which I have here. There's no color added to this, which I like because there's no point in adding color additives. The purpose is just to give you nutrition. It smells like grape tonic. And we'll give that a quick taste. It does not taste like grape tonic. This was actually quite nasty. There is not really any flavoring. I'm not sure how to describe it. It tastes just like sugar dissolved in water, actually. I forgot about the soup. I gotta boil some water for this, so I'll be right back. There, I think this bowl might be just a little bit too small. Hopefully it's enough. So let's check out the Thai soup. And so it says 250 milliliters here, which is what I have in the bowl. Bon appetit! Lots of yellow powdery dust in there. Let's stir that around for a bit. Let's leave that for a while. Meanwhile, let's continue. I'm curious about this energy bar. It smells very fruity and nice. Let's give it a taste. Sweet, lightly fruity flavor. Somewhat grainy, but not dry, but not wet and moisty. Reminds a little bit about a candy we have here called Refreshers. Not nearly as intense and sour as they are, but let's see what these, if they are dates, let's see what they're like. From Algeria. Yeah, they're dates. Let's see if they're fine. Well, I hope they are, because they're not out of date. There are no seeds in it. So no seeds, which is very convenient. So I gotta try one of these biscuits now. There are the ingredients in English. So I'm gonna use the salty biscuits now, or at least I'm gonna try it. It's gotta be these pale ones, I think. They smell good. So let's check out the crackers. They smell a bit sweet. There's a salt, but they don't have this immediate salt flavor that you get when you have biscuits with salt on them. Instead, it kind of gets released as you're chewing them. So they're mild and nice. I think it's time to try out the soup now. Smells like a bit of, I shouldn't say tomato, but it reminds of tomato. Well, there is tomato in it, actually. Not sure if that's a classic Thai ingredients, but who am I to judge? So here are those little rings in the soup. Let's taste it. Good amount of spice to this. Not too hot, but I'd say more than the average ration. It tastes a bit like a tomato soup with Thai spices. A bit of a weird combination, especially with these little pasta rings, and they are very, very soft. You hardly notice when you get them in your mouth. Nice, a fair amount of spiciness to it. I like it. I'm gonna fix the tea, and I'm gonna use the green tea Orient. I usually don't drink tea, but I just want to try it. However, I need to make room because it's been swimming in simmering water for a while. I hope no pressure has been building up in here. I'm actually a little bit afraid to open this. I'll use some paper in case it explodes in my face. No, no explosion. Here's the can and the contents. Yeah, smells kind of Middle Eastern, I'd describe it, for lack of better words. Yeah, that's a decent sized portion. Apparently these meatballs are beef and lamb. So let's taste this. It doesn't taste bad at all. It tastes nice, but if you look at the inside here of one of those meatballs, it's very finely ground and probably highly processed. Of course, it's a canned product and they're using processed meat. Nothing to complain about with the flavor. Well, there are lots of vegetables in here. Some tomato, probably zucchini or something. So the can said aubergines. And the rice, I'm not sure it's rice. It's some kind of whole grain. It still has the outer peel on. Or maybe it's not rice, but I think it said in the translation. It's all very soft, but the taste is really nice. Not very spicy. It's somewhat similar to this Indian rice pfanne, the Indian rice mix in the German EPA type 1 that I had before. But these meatballs, I think, they have a bit more flavor. You can actually tell there is some kind of lamb in there. Let's try the tea. See what it tastes like. This is nice. Yeah, some sort of mint-like flavor also. Maybe that's part of the regular green tea, I don't know. I never drink tea. Good. So now I'm gonna finish all this and I'll be right back. It was nice to have the soup and alternate between the soup and these biscuits. Now after having the soup, these meatballs, they really lost a lot of their flavor compared, because this was kind of spicy. So I'm gonna try to add salt and pepper, see if that helps. This smells absolutely nothing. I'll see what that does. Not much really. I'll try putting some salt on as well. That was actually a lot better. It's a ration and the sodium levels are usually quite high in them to begin with, so I didn't want to add salt because I expected it to be high, but no, this definitely needs it, at least after this soup. Alright, I'll be back soon. Whew. Well, I just have a few dates, the remaining piece of this energy bar, and this chocolate that I didn't open yet, because I was saving it for my coffee, which I'm gonna have now. It says to add it to 133 grams of hot water, which is 133 milliliters basically, which is what I have here. Smells nice. Let's give it a taste. Not too bad. Maybe this is just the right amount of water I should use for all the freeze-dried coffee from now on, because this tastes a lot more intense than the coffee usually does. Time to check this out. So 25 grams of dark chocolate. Now that's been blooming a bit. That's some real top quality chocolate. Extremely tasty. I'm just gonna help myself to the rest of the coffee, the dates, the energy bar and the chocolate. Well, that was that. No complaints at all about this meal except this isotonic drink. Earlier I said when I mixed it that I'm happy there weren't any color additives. But now on the other hand, I would have been grateful if there had been any flavor additives, because this tastes just like sugar water with a tiny bit of salt in it. I think that's just exactly what it is. It says it contains sugar, a little bit of salt and vitamin B1. It's actually pretty disgusting as far as drinks go, but it does the job. However, this tomato-based Thai soup, this was really nice. It was like a Thai tomato soup, but it was moderately hot as well, spicier than most things in rations. The main entree, there was these kebab meatballs in rice and vegetables. It was also very nice. The meatballs, you could actually taste there was lamb in it. It didn't just taste like overly processed meat. The rice was nice. It felt like you were eating something healthy actually. So after the soup, this tasted a bit bland. I tried adding pepper, but it didn't help. Adding salt did bring out the flavor quite a lot, so this with salt was very nice. The salty biscuits I had were mild tasting, not this intense salt with salt crystals on the surface. Initially when you chewed on it, it tasted very mild and like a sweet, wheaty flavor, but then the salt kind of came through, which was a nice balance, not too mild, not too salty, good mix. Dates are something I don't eat regularly or even at all, ever. Maybe once a year at Christmas or something, but even then it's not every year. So I think it was several years ago since I last had dates. So that was a nice addition, and they didn't have the seed in them. You could just eat them. The peach apricot energy bar kind of half grainy texture, not sticky. Yeah, kind of fruity flavor. I liked it. This dark chocolate was exceptionally good. Probably one of the best chocolates I've had. I like eating chocolate while drinking coffee. And if you're doing that, you don't want chocolate with too low cocoa, because then it will just taste like this 64% cocoa chocolate together with this coffee that was mixed with only 133 mils of water. This was a perfect combination for me. And then of course there was the green tea, and I'm not usually a tea drinker, so maybe I was just surprised by how well it tastes because I never drink it. But it goes well with a dish. It was kind of like Eastern exotic flavors with the spices in the soup, in the main, and with the green tea together. That made it work well together as a whole meal. All in all, this was excellent. If the other two meals in this ration are as good as this one, I think I have a new favorite. So I'll see you for breakfast. I hope you enjoyed this so far, because I sure did. Oh, one more thing. I said I wouldn't use the fuel tablet and the heater, and no, I didn't. But I also said I was going to open it and show you what's inside. And well, I should have done this before, because it's not just the heater. There's other stuff in this as well, it turns out. So I'm gonna open this just to show you what's in it. I didn't open it myself yet, I just read the contents. First we have the foldable stove, and we have 6 fuel tablets. But we also have these lovely matches with the Eiffel Tower, and I don't know the English name for this, Arc de Triomphe or something. And we have this little metal handle. You use this to grab the sides of the cans. This little hook here grabs the top of the can, and this goes below it, so you can take the can off the stove once it's been heating up. You also have 6 water purification tablets. Well, of course I'm not going to use these either, but they're part of the kit that I said I was going to show you. And there's like a trash bag. Well, I certainly won't be needing this since I'm at home, but it's good to know that it's in there. And finally, there's actually a small fork here. See how tiny that is? It would do the job if you didn't have anything else. Like I said, I'm not using any of this for the ration, but I thought it would be good just to explore the contents, and I'm sure these will be included in all the French ration kits. There is more than just the heater inside. Good to know. I am now going to have the breakfast portion. There. So let's start out with the muesli, because that has to reconstitute and sit and wait for a few minutes. Some contents here, hard to read, it's very small. And it calls for mixing with 125 milliliters of water. Hot or cold? Muesli with hot water, I don't know. Doesn't sound very appetizing. I'm gonna try with cold water. It smells like a cookie. It's funny how you have to tear through the instructions to open it, right? After mixing, I have to leave it for 5 minutes. I wish the bag was the same design as the one in the Swedish rations, where it could stand up on its own. But this one can't, so I'm gonna have to lean this against you know what. 125 milliliters of water, cold. Whoops, okay. So I'll put this aside for a while. Actually, you know what? I might as well pour this out on the tray, and it can reconstitute there instead. So, while that's doing its thing, let's mix up this cocoa. This should be mixed with 150 mils of hot water, right here. And let's also mix up the coffee while we're at it. Same type as I had for dinner. Oh, I just realized something. Forgot this. Much better. Let's open this cereal bar. It says pâté de fruits, so some kind of fruit mix. 30 grams. That's not really an energy bar, it's more like a just fruit jelly bar. Very dark purple color. kind of rubbery texture. I think I'll give that a taste right now. Wow, that was a raspberry flavor that just exploded in my mouth. It was like eating gelatinized raspberry jam. Extremely sweet and very rich in raspberry flavor. Very nice. Also, let's not forget the cereal biscuits. Slightly darker than the salty ones from yesterday. Smell a bit more cereal-ish. Let's try one piece. Yeah, these taste just like these regular biscuits you get at the store. Kind of sweet flavor, no salt in these. Well, at least not to make them taste salty. I think I need to try the plum jam. 45 grams plums per 100 grams. Yeah, it has a strong plum smell. Let's see what it's like. Lovely, fruity, sweet plum flavor in this. Goes perfectly with the biscuits. Let's give this cocoa a taste as well now. Very nice and smooth. Not very intense, but nice mix of cocoa and milk powder. Round and mild, nice cocoa mix. I gotta stop myself before I drink it all in one go. Let's just give that coffee a taste as well. Yep, best instant coffee I've had so far, I think. Now the muesli should be done by now, I hope. Stir it around a little bit more. Now, big spoon of muesli. Initially, when you taste it, you feel kind of a chocolate milk flavor, but then it's taken over by a very strong flavor of wheat, oat. There's some barley in here and sunflower seeds, but mainly it feels like you're eating some, well, not oatmeal, but it's mostly wheat and oat muesli flavor, but it's nice. It tastes like oat and wheat muesli with the occasional crunchy chocolate chip you bite into, and initially with the chocolate milk, but yeah, I like it. It's very nice. So now I'm gonna enjoy my breakfast. There's not really a whole lot to drink in this, even though there is some water in the muesli mix, in the cocoa and in the coffee, but all this makes you kind of thirsty, so I'll just have some water. I'm hungry. I'm gonna open the second packet as well. Not a lot of jam left, but I hope it will be enough for these two. Yeah, this will be enough. Just use it a bit sparingly and it will be enough for 4 biscuits. Well, that was a perfect breakfast. The muesli was great with the chocolate chips. The only downside with pouring it into the tray is can't get the last of this milk up. The biscuits were sweet and nice together with the plum jam. It was, I mean, it doesn't taste like a ration. It's just like sitting at home eating sweet biscuits with jam. It's just perfect. This raspberry gelatin thing, I mean, when I said this tastes just like gelatinized raspberry jam, after I finished the biscuits, I had some of that left, and I realized maybe I should have just put that on one of the biscuits just to see if it goes well together, because it was exactly like just eating jam. Very, very raspberry rich and sweet and very nice. And like I said, the cocoa was very round and mild, delicious to drink. The coffee is nice, best instant coffee I've had. Overall, the only thing I can say is after this, I'm really looking forward to lunch. Excellent. Welcome back. It is now time for lunch, or in my case, it's just dinner number 2. Now I'm gonna go heat this up and get the tray out and get everything laid out. Let's check out this chicken. I don't know, I think it's some kind of pate. It doesn't show very clearly, but it says 90% chicken meat and duck fat. That looks like some kind of, yeah, maybe it's a spread. The way it smells makes me expect almost like a tuna flavor. But it's chicken meat. Oh, and again, I almost forgot. Important. Okay, next up we have the biscuits. This time it's the chocolate biscuits. Nice and brown. Smell a bit chocolatey. I guess these are little chocolate chips. We also have this nougat, papaya, and pineapple, I think. I'm gonna wait with tasting. First I'll open this. It looks like some kind of coffee bar, quinoa cafe. Like hardened syrup or something. Smells like powder coffee. It could be this quinoa thing. I tried translating it and apparently it's quinoa in English and even in Swedish. It does have a different name in Swedish as well. Mjölmolla, but that doesn't mean anything to me. Never heard of it. Gonna pour some water to drink. Let's just get that tea done. I'm gonna have some Lipton Yellow Label tea. Just put that in there. So while we are waiting for the main, let's try this coffee quinoa bar thing. I'm gonna try this piece. The flavor wasn't that phenomenal. The taste, this is gonna sound horrible, but the taste I get in my mouth after this reminds me a little bit of like manure. Very weird. It's not, I mean, in a good way, sort of. Not that I like eating manure, but and I haven't tried it. It's like eating sugary plaster with hints of manure and coffee. I know, it sounds horrible. And it's not really tasty, but it's probably one of those things that this has a purpose and it serves it and it doesn't really taste well. Now, this chocolate biscuit. Yeah, moderately tough, like the other one. Yeah, it tastes like a normal chocolate biscuit that you would get in the store. Good, sweet, wheaty, chocolatey, nice. I'm not sure this will go well with duck pate though. This should be eaten by itself, I think. And speaking of this chicken mix, I'm gonna try some on the spoon here. This was good. Not purely chicken flavor, but yeah, it does have duck fat. But there's also some other spices in there that help to kind of widen the flavor a bit. But it's very rich. That's gonna be some pepper in here because I feel there's a bit of a pepper sting coming after a while. Very nice combination. This is really good. I should use this together with some of the other crackers. The salty one maybe, or the sweet one. The cereal one, I mean. And I'm gonna have to try this. Sticking to the tray. Pineapple and papaya pieces, I guess. Let's give that a taste. Yeah, this wasn't really like the white nougat I expected it to be. More sugary and a lot of fruit flavor. Very pleasant. But I'm gonna save this and try the tea now. Not expecting a lot of surprises here. Yeah, typical Lipton regular tea. Good, but nothing amazing. Now, I think it's time to go get the main. So, it's really hot. I'm hoping there's no pressure buildup. Nope. I'm gonna have to let this cool down a bit. So while this is cooling down, I'm gonna try this chicken duck mix with the other biscuit. Let's see if this is a winning combination. Maybe. The biscuits are kind of anonymous compared to this chicken mix, and the pepper in it makes this kind of take over the flavor completely. I can't really tell if there's a biscuit in there or not. If it wasn't for the crunchiness, I wouldn't notice, I think. Okay, it's been a couple of minutes and this is still too hot to touch. Maybe I shouldn't have warmed it up so much. I want to get it out on the plate. Well, I got the lid off. I think I might just leave it in there. Interesting looking strands of whatever that is. Cutting into the lasagna, you can see there are a couple of layers of these pasta sheets. Lots of fat down there. And while I'm here, I can show you this chicken thing as well. And the fruit bar. And the caffeine bar. These look like seeds, but they're not. They're just imprints. This lasagna, it doesn't smell at all like any lasagna I've ever had before. It smells, I'm not sure if that's rosemary or it doesn't smell quite like oregano. I'm gonna have to taste this now. I can't wait anymore. Yeah, those brown things, I think they're actually some cheese strips or something. Very oily, very greasy. Good meat flavor from the beef. The pasta itself is very soft. I don't know which herb it is, but I think this would definitely benefit from some salt and pepper. So I'm going to use the other bag. Now, this pepper doesn't really add that much. It was very weak and it's not that much. Not all of it. Yeah, lasagna with salt and pepper. Like with kebab meatballs yesterday, salt really helps this. But it's good because this meal has a very rich flavor to begin with. There's a lot of meat in it, good sauce, pasta and oil and everything. It just needs a little bit of salt to kind of enhance all that. Now I'm going to finish this and I'll get back to you when I'm done. Okay, so I finished everything and I checked the lid for the lasagna and I was right. I don't think it contains any oregano, which I think is weird. Apparently this does contain rosemary as well as basil and thyme. So basil, thyme or rosemary instead of oregano, which I'm used to. So that's why it smelled and tasted a bit different. It was very good. With the salt, it was top notch. This chicken duck fat thing, it was nice. Quite a strong pepper flavor, just enough to give it some kind of attitude. The tea wasn't much to say about, it was just Lipton tea, you know. This light fruit bar didn't taste like the white nougat at all that I was expecting. It was more like just a kind of tough, sugary, fruity flavored. Then we have this weird coffee bar. It looked like it was made from sesame, but it wasn't. It was made using quinoa, whatever that is. This plant that I haven't heard of before. Yeah, it's supposed to contain caffeine, so I'm hoping that will take care of my caffeine addiction. And the chocolate biscuit I had, it was nice. It was like if you buy biscuits with chocolate flavor. The biscuits were all good, moderately crunchy and tough, just right. And unless I've forgotten something, I think that was all of it. This was the first French ration I had, and I think I gotta say that this is my favorite so far. So, overall, French ration, very nice. Okay, that was it for this time, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.